Alright, we're gonna do a coffee chat today. Haven't done one in I don't know how long, a couple days. And getting the week started, so thought I would start off with a little coffee chat to get things going. I got a clip from when Charlie and Jacinda were recording that I'm gonna add into this one. That is me having troubles with the telephone call. And we'll talk about some other things as well. So let's get this thing started. I guess while we make the coffee, I can show you that clip. So what happened, here's the setup. We were recording Charlie and Jacinda's show and my phone rang in the middle. It was a lot of interruptions, and my phone ringing was just one of the interruptions. Jacinda had just said something that was just off the wall funny, and then the call came in, and this is what happened.
Anyway, we're gonna move on to
No,
the next
wait,
thing.
I'm not done! So then we went to the other nursing home, and there was this lady, and she was like, what are all these kids doing here? And then the worker was like, oh, these kids are here to play music for us from high school. And the lady's like, wow, what a great day to stay awake. I screamed.
What?
And then there was this
What?
She was like, what a great day to stay awake. And I was just out of it. And then there was this cool guy. He had a cowboy hat on. Why are you laughing so hard?
I don't have
Okay. So then there was this cool guy. He's like crying.
Thank you so much.
Who was that? He's like falling over.
My contacts are in. Just in case you didn't need to know everything.
So, okay. So
Poor lady that just called me. Oh my god.
Sounds like you were crying.
you're like, thank you.
She's trying to figure out what's going on. She probably doesn't subscribe. Oh, that's a good time to transition
Okay.
to the next scene, isn't it? Okay. Coffee chat. Coffee chat. Why my eyes water like crazy, I do not know. Why I include this in the video, I also do not know. Just cause I guess it's the authenticity of the moment. Brings you into the story, brings you into the daily life. I don't know what it does. It makes my eyes feel drier, I guess. I got an Operation Dad Bod update. In the last week, I gained 2 pounds. So I'm going to have to adjust my process a little bit. It's not terrible. I know people's weight goes up and down and all that stuff, but I'm just going to be more vigilant this week. We've got an activity day. This is an interesting situation that is happening, and as an educator, I am thinking this through in a lot of different ways. There is now a website, there's now phone applications where you can just type in the equation, unsolved everything. You can just type it in, and it will solve it. And it means that you don't have to, if you know the equation and you can plug the numbers in, you don't have to do the algebra. And part of me is like, well, that's pretty cool. Because if I were taking the class that I'm teaching, knowing all the things I know, I would feel like that I'm just going to create a spreadsheet to do all my calculations for me, which means I have to know how to do the calculations. So, I know how to do it in order to get it done more efficiently. I would make a spreadsheet or a computer program, which is what someone did, except the people who are using it, they can't solve for X. And if you can't solve for X, but you know how to use the formula, in the end, at the end of the day, what happens. Here's a real situation. There was a conversation about careers, and someone was like, I'm going to go into accounting. I want to be an accountant. And the reply was, no, don't do that. Because all the accountants are being replaced by software. So that the end user, QuickBooks does. I use QuickBooks, even though I've never took any accounting classes, I was able to use QuickBooks for my business, or TurboTax, or whatever else is out there. So the recommendation was don't go into accounting. Now, I'm not saying that, offering that as counseling advice. I'm saying that's what this conversation was. And the reasoning was all of the accountants are being replaced by software. Now, here's the problem. Who wrote the software? If there's no one who studies accounting and keeps atop the accounting science and fitting accounting with legislation, if there are no accountants left, who's going to write the software? Our software engineers going to end up being like, you have to get a degree in accounting and then you can come be a software engineer for us. I'm not exactly sure what's going to happen, but I know the technology is here to stay because it is way too convenient. Retracing that back to today's activity, which is over here in a stack. Why am I showing you this? I made these handouts. Like, now that made this video better. There's some handouts. So the kids are going to do it on paper. They're not going to like that. Do you need to be able to solve for X to be an engineer? I think you do. If you can't solve for X, in a given, it's X equals Y times Z, or solve for Y, divide both sides by Z. I don't know. Got another video I'm going to make. And this will thrill some of you, and most of you will just be like, whatever, who cares? I'm going to make a video on grams to grams stoichiometry. Stoichiometry is a fancy word for following the recipe. Follow the recipe. If you have this many grams of something to start with and you end up with this many, here's the problem with stoichiometry in chemistry classes. We don't use those words very often. We don't use grams in the United States. We don't use that very often. Moles, most people consider moles pests that tear up your garden, not a quantity of molecules. So we're starting off with a vocabulary that people don't understand. So I'm going to go back. Everybody understands s'mores. Mr. Peterson, my colleagues, uses the example that you have a certain ratio of crackers, marshmallows, and chocolate, and that creates a s'more, and you have to follow that recipe. And that's the same thing with the chemical equation. So I'm going to use Mr. Peterson's example and try to create a video that explains the grams to grams process. Because if you've got 6 marshmallows to start with, you're making 6 s'mores. You can't make. Well, you could cheat. You could make like a half a marshmallow s'more, but who wants that? I don't know. Maybe somebody does. I always thought the marshmallows was a little overpowering. Maybe half a marshmallow would be a better recipe. I don't know. Operation Dad Bod says. Operation No More Dad Bod says I'm not making s'mores. All right. Coffee chat. So what have we talked about? My hysterical moment with being on the phone. The future of technology. What are you going to be? How are you going to be that? I want to wrap this up. I want to make an appeal to those of you who are watching this video, which is a very slim minority of my subscribers. What do you like about this channel? What do you want? I want to make videos. For those of you who are watching this video, I want some feedback. What is it that you like about this channel? What would you like to see me do in future videos? Looking at the analytics, the vast majority of the people who are part of this channel are not watching this video. There's a dozen or so of you who are watching this video. What would you like to see me make more of? I would like to honor the fact that you took 9 minutes or 10 minutes out of your day to watch this video. Let me know what you would like, please. Leave me some comments and questions. And if there's something that you think is going wrong, I just love your feedback, whatever it is. So, with that said, Coffee Chat will come to an end. Thank you for watching. Please click the like button, subscribe to the channel, and as I said a moment ago, leave me some comments about what you would like to see, what you would like for me to make in future videos. That is all for this one. I've got SNAPlifes all over the place. I'm still doing every other day. I'm still doing SNAPlifes. We'll see how that goes because the podcast it takes a lot of work to do it all, to make the podcast and to do the, I have to make the background music and all. It takes a lot of work to put the podcast up, and I'm not really sure that it's a good return on investment, ROI. That could be the topic of another video. Are you getting a return on your investment? And if not, what should you do about it? Am I getting a return on my podcast investment? Hard to say. I don't know. I can't connect the dots on that. So there's a lot of SNAPlifes out there. If you're looking for motivational content, you know where to find them. If you're looking for much more lighthearted, all of the In Others Words playlist is full of lighthearted, creative young minds doing what creative young minds do. Go check those out as well. Photography and sports tutorials, video photography tutorials, yeah. Lots on this channel. Maybe that's the problem. There's just too much diversity. Also science videos, which is kind of, I don't know. We'll see what happens. Thank you for watching this one. I am babbling incoherently. It is time to push the stop buttons. See you in the next episode.